Should be live. Yep. Okay, I think we're live. We'll do is put some tunes on for a minute, and we're gonna wait for some people to come in, and then we're gonna start. So we've got a couple of people already waiting. It's pretty good stuff. Remember to hit the like button. Let YouTube know that you know, you guys like the content. As every other YouTuber, I have to beg for likes because we are all slaves to the algorithm. Tell you what, man, I was proper surprised at how good this is. UK flight protection. Yeah, I'm proving Brexit is a good idea. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna be in the old. I'm just gonna do some self-promoting. It's just really good. Him and Margin Blue are just two of the best in the game. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry. What I'll do is I'm gonna put the link to this song in the comments. Hello, Simon. We'll see if we get some more people to roll in. Yeah, this one's really good. Let's see if we've got any more. This one's quite good. Kind of want to avoid some of the Dragon Ball ones. That's going to be the key here because a lot of them are copyrighted. But I see what, man, Elazid is. I'm going to put some retro on. Elazid is really good. Let's see, he's been doing some great work as well. Let's see. Oh, mate, should we put some cigar on? Right, it's only one guy. It's only one theme to put on in it, really. This is the one. I love this one so much. Ken's theme is just so good. We'll start about 35 if that's alright with you guys. We're going to go look at some articles and give some thoughts. I did talk about it a bit during the week, but yeah, I thought there's a lot of content, and I'm just struggling to kind of keep up with things. So I might just nix a load of them in a live stream. So it might be the thing that we do. What did I name this as? But yeah, you know, let me know what you guys think of the situation going on between GB and France. It surprised me as well that I assumed Boris would be screaming in various ways and threatening over and over again, but not much. I think I'm going to turn this down a bit. I think because of that COP26 thing that's going on, because of COP26, I feel like he doesn't want to draw too much attention to it. I think that's what's going on, because the leaders need an agreement with like climate change and tax and things like that. So I feel like that's why he hasn't caused too much of a stink about it. That's in my opinion anyways. Da, 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 da. But yeah, we'll give it one more minute and we'll start. It's just so good, man. This is probably, I think this is my favourite one of his. I don't know if they're that subdued, to be fair. I think mainly because they might be a bit subdued because the French have really threatened more than anything, and I think Johnson is saying, "Oh, this could be violating parts of the trade and cooperation agreement, which would be very very unfortunate for the French to do this. So we will be looking at the trade and cooperation agreement very closely, and we will be looking at the actions of the French, and we will take legal action if necessary." But for the moment, we will be looking at getting an agreement in COP26, and that is more important right now. So, EU member states have the right to board trawlers within the EEZs, so the European Economic Zones, and arrest any fishing vessels not complying with regulations. I mean, which regulations were they not complying with, though? That's the real question. Which regulations were they not complying with? No license. They don't have a license. Because I think the guy who got arrested recently, he was told to come back. He's given a court date of like next year or something, like late into next year. Yeah, I think I saw you comment that the other day. To be honest, I think if the fishermen were the ones protesting, would be in trouble. But luckily they're not. Stealing the happy French fish can't be done. That's not us, G. But yeah. What we'll do is we'll run through these articles. We'll have like a pause, put the tunes back on, and we'll be reading comments. Hopefully that's okay. Then I think that's what I did last time, and I think people are okay with it for the most part. Hopefully we actually get some people joining. But we got 7. That's more than enough to start. So this is the French. The French are saying that they will possibly ban British fishing vessels in some French ports. So I believe that would be boats going directly from say GB to France, because a lot of fishermen have started doing that because to avoid SPS checks by going directly to the EU. Excuse me, sorry, fizzy. Small nets, excess quotas, insufficient logging, juvenile fish. Happy French fish, yet another reason Irish unification and Scottish independence is looking closer by the month. So, banning British vessels in certain French ports, that's a possibility. Won't be doing anything with the G7. What do you mean he's trying to avoid looking like? Show that one. Gotta be careful about language, guys. I have to moderate the comments, so just watch your language a bit. YouTube does not like certain words. I think he's trying to avoid getting mugged on sort of on the international stage like he was during the G7 summit earlier in the year, when the Irish Navy arrested British trawlers or British arrested Irish trawlers in the North Channel British territorial waters between Northern Ireland and Scotland. So anyways, going back to this, the French are looking at banning British fishing vessels in certain French ports, reinforcement of customs and hygiene controls. So the EU, France even, the Dover-Calais crossing is a major port of trade between GB and France. And so if they start increasing checks there, it's going to cause further delays, which I mean, there's less likely that lorry drivers are going to want to come to the UK because they're going to be stuck at the border for longer. So the customs and hygiene controls aren't as stringent as they can be, mainly because the UK hasn't started deregulation and that Australia deal hasn't kicked in. So what that means is that the French can be far more lenient with certain checks for British goods, but they can start ramping these things up. Routine security checks on British vessels, so that would be something I think Chatty Rat mentioned. So they can just go on a British vessel and check, just do, about to get randomly security searched, like Asian people at airports. Reinforcement of controls on lorries to and from the UK, so that could be an interesting one. I'm not sure specifically what that means. Have they got anything further on that? No, they don't. But yeah, be further checks on goods going in and out of sort of France, really. The Prime Minister suggesting the French may have breached the treaty, which the UK has obviously breached via, the breaches in the Northern Ireland Protocol. The UK accused of not showing credibility on Brexit amid the fishing row, which, the UK refuses to give out the licenses that we promised to give out. France will introduce extra controls on boats and trucks coming from the UK in retaliation for what it says British failures are. If we go to Twitter, bear with me. If we go to Twitter, there are some Laura Kuenssberg tweets that I saw this morning which are absolutely shameful. Oh, right, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crying right now. Oh my god.
Sorry, okay. Oh, that one's funny. Sorry, that video's so jokes. I don't know if my cousins are watching, actually. I need to watch the language of it. Oh yeah, this is one. Sorry, I'm going through my Twitter feed a bit. But, let's not forget Mr. 20 points.
And if the Labour Party was led by anybody else, it would be 20 points ahead in the polls.
That is talking about Jeremy Corbyn, not Keir Starmer. Let's see, where are those? Oh, I must not have retweeted them. Oh, okay.
Right now. Oh my god.
That's me right now. So let's see if we can find Laura Kuenssberg. There she is. She's actually standing down in her role, and there will be someone else taking her spot for the BBC. So it takes a lot to get up at 5 a.m, but the chance to shoot closed off Coliseum has been added. So they look very close. Honestly, they look quite close. It shouldn't be the case that for a senior journalist should be that close to any politician, especially doing 5 a.m. Press talks in the Coliseum. But the visuals here are very nice. Of course, it's the goddamn Coliseum. Let's see. Do you think Charles dare tell von der Leyen and Macron that it's time to stop the environmental shameful movement of the EU Parliament every month? Why is Laura Kuenssberg tweeting this? What? Sorry guys, I've been a bit distracted here. Why is she tweeting someone retweeting GB News? What is Laura Kuenssberg doing? This is her account. I did see some interesting tweets from her this morning. So no sign of the spat going away, assuming she's talking about the French one, the one with the UK and France. Although remember, the majority of the focus at G20 and will be at COP on bigger issues. But the row, by the way, two major allies rumbles on as a distraction nonetheless. French have set a deadline of Tuesday to sort it out, but the UK does not think it needs to budge. The Prime Minister asked Macron for an explanation of the letter from French Prime Minister Castex, which said the EU had to show it as more damaging to leave the EU than stay in. Now, apparently, that translation is wrong, and they got that through Google Translation and bad interpretation. So, she's retweeting this, which again is not great. Number 10 told Macron to withdraw threats to disrupt trade across the Channel, and the UK stands ready to respond should France proceed with breaking the Brexit agreement. Now, the tweet here, she's just quoting the politician saying that France, essentially, if you read this quote, it very much looks like she's saying France are breaking the Brexit agreement based on their actions. Now, Laura, instead of doing her job as a journalist and actually fact-checking people, she has not done this. I wonder why. Number 10 contradicts the French accounts of the meeting, by the way. Johnson and Macron this morning says no joint measures were agreed to sort out the fishing row. It's up to France to decide if they want to withdraw their deeply concerning threats and rhetoric. So again, the framing here is just absolutely abysmal. Meanwhile, leaders will discuss coal later today here in Rome. The UK pleased conversation on coal happening at top level, even though the UK reopened a coal plant in... where was it? Begins with C, not Cambridge, somewhere else. So again, that's really odd. French media says Macron told the Prime Minister he expected to play by the rules, but the meeting has triggered some measure of ease of tensions. There were a couple of really egregious tweets from her this morning. I don't know if she's deleted them or what, but it's very much framed in the UK's benefit, so it's a bit of a pain I couldn't find them. Sorry I didn't have them at hand. But point being is that essentially we're at a situation where there are last-ditch talks going on. Johnson said he will do whatever's necessary to protect UK fishers. So again, that's going to be interesting to see what the UK actually does here. It looks like the EU have given France free rein to take whatever action they actually want. So that's fairly interesting. Going back to look at the comments, France can make life very difficult for the UK. I wonder where they are essentially keeping the UK in check for the whole of the EU, like our babysitter. Very much looks to be the case. Almost time for Piet Hedgen to say, oh, is he one of the dudes who sailed up the Thames during the referendum? It's okay, France only breached it in a limited and specific way. Seen that one a few times. Laura has a lack of credibility, true. Wait, they opened a new coal plant in the UK. I'm sure, bear with me one sec. UK. It's coal. I'm sure there was one that was opened a few months ago. UK fires up coal plants as gas and energy prices soar. This was in September. But this was earlier than that. So if we look, they've started doing it again. So let's have a look. Bear with me one moment. So yeah, I just posted that in the chat. If you have a look, start learning French. Definitely not. I hate the French language. I'd rather start learning German or Finnish or some other like random European language than learn French. The accent alone is enough to put me off talking to people for a lifetime. Oh. Wasn't it reopened a plant? They did. I'm sure they did. It was in a place beginning with C. Give me a minute. Okay, reopens coal plant. Search tools. Where's the custom tools? I can't. There was one I saw, but you can see that they've been reopened. Was it a coal mine that we reopened? West Cumbria, there's a coal mine that was reopened. That was it. That was it. Sorry, it was a coal mine. When's this article from? It was. I think it was a coal mine that was reopened in the UK. So I'm pretty. Wasn't it reopen a plant? But we've started doing that anyways because of the lack of kind of the gas electricity problems in the UK. So again, you know, I don't have a massive problem with it because you might be right, Peter. I don't have a massive problem to the extent of we desperately need it. But you know, being outside of the EU's internal energy market is not great. Definitely not. Further to this, the fact that we are already reliant on imports. We've already gotten rid of massive amounts of storage for gas, electricity. So again, you know, it's just ridiculous what's happening here. The UK, we put ourselves in a very weakened position, and the simple fact is we're at a meeting right now with other, you know, kind of world leaders to get them to kind of adhere to climate change agreements when the UK-Australia deal violates parts of the climate change agreements that we have, I believe, and the fact that we are reopening things like, you know, coal plants, which, you know, are very, very pollutant, if that's a word. Boris Johnson single-handedly decimated the British fishing industry, yet people believe he cares about one poxy boat that was fishing illegally. That's very true, actually. You know, he has decimated fishing, absolutely decimated fishing. So for him to suddenly say, "Oh, you know, I care about fishing," is ridiculous. That's a very good point there. I actually didn't think of that. But yeah, we can see what the French's actions are. The UK promising to do whatever it needs to do to, you know, deal with the issue. This is just insane. Honestly, it's just crazy. You got, you know, one side full of clowns, the other side full of soft touch, really, on this one. Sefcovic saying Downing Street that they would consider launching dispute settlement proceedings under which retaliation could be possible should arbitration fail, and subject all EU vessels to rigorous enforcement processes and checks. So let's see here. Frost is saying we're going to take big actions here if you guys don't fix up. where is the EU on this one? Because France are saying like they're going to do stuff, but surely the EU as a bloc should come out at some point soon to say, look, you're messing with our boy here. You're messing with our G. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Boris Johnson single-handedly dismayed fishing on LCI. A French continuous news channel, Dennis McShane, former British minister, stressed that this letter was shamefully badly translated by the BBC to ignite the Brexit electorate. I think you're right. I think it definitely did look like that. I saw Dr. Anna Jaworzeska, she put out a tweet this morning saying like this was through Google Translation and bad interpretation that this has been done. So again, the BBC, what the hell they're playing at, I have no idea. I have genuinely no idea what the hell they're thinking. I'm just... It beggars belief. Sorry, someone just posted something in the Discord. One sec. Sorry, guys. I'll reply. Sorry, Kopak. I'll reply to you in a bit. Kopak, there you are. Haha, great timing. I was just asking you what that article was about, the UK cutting domestic flights. I was just going to ask you about that one, but yeah. Well, I'll read that one later, to be fair. But yeah, man. Do you know what? We'll go through this article in a sec. What I'll do is I'll kick the tunes back on, and let me know what you think of the stream so far. Just take a quick 2-minute break. Where's the article gone? There it is. I mean, honestly, when you read this article, these guys are going to be in talks, now pretty much, at least some point today about the situation with the fishing, and you got to think to yourself, what are they saying to each other? What are they saying to each other? The boat is owned by a Dutch company. Yeah, it's probably they probably bought a UK quota. A Dutch company probably bought one of the UK quotas, and it could be a British boat or it could be a Dutch one. The UK wants to turn it into a UK versus EU Brexit issue instead of a France versus UK problem. Yeah, that seems to be the case, when really it's a France versus England problem when you think about it. We're looking at this article. France prepares to act on its plan to tie up goods in red tape at ports in a route over fishing licenses. Now, this might help the Dutch. Maybe more goods will flow through Rotterdam rather than going to Calais. But again, that's not going to happen too much. Johnson will see the French president on Sunday, which is today, in a meeting in Rome. And he said, France remain the UK's oldest, closest ally, friends and partners. There may be people on both sides of the channel who want to create the impression of disharmony, but I don't think Emmanuel, which, using his first name Boys, shares that perspective at all, which isn't true at all. You're messing, like, bruv, you don't, when the French protest, they cause a massive stink, cause massive problems. Do you think Macron wants to look weak in this situation? He can't. He cannot look weak on the domestic front. So, what do you think is going to happen here? The ties that unite us and bind us together are far stronger than the turbulence that exists currently in our relationship. Like, brother, do you think you're Yusei Fudo talking about the ties that bind us? That's what I'm going to say to Emmanuel, who's a friend I've known for many years. What are you going to say to him? Oh, yeah, Emmanuel, mate, the problems we're having now are nothing compared to the friendship that we share. He's not some girl you're trying to pull, mate. He's the leader of a sovereign country, which you're causing no end of problems to. Do you think it's going to be like, oh, yeah, Boris, mate, don't worry about it. Or, Boris, don't worry about it. And, we will fix... I can only do an Arsene Wenger when it comes to French accents. We will stop our protesting and... we will look to resolve the issues, and if you do not give our fishermen the licenses, we will be okay with that. I can only do an Arsene Wenger. Sorry, guys, a really bad Arsene Wenger at that. But no, Macron's gonna be like, yo, give us the licenses. These boats have been fishing here historically. You're breaking parts of the TCA. Come on now, You've been doing this the whole year. Johnson confirmed that the UK was preparing to take the appropriate action after recent announcements from French ministers. Now, the question is, right, what can the UK do in this situation? And apparently, according to Frost anyways, the UK actually has a lot more levers. Yes, I think it is an election year next year in France. Conservative peer was criticising the government over making short flights cheaper and long flights more expensive. Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious why they've done that. Let's see. Who's saying what? So Johnson confirmed the UK was preparing to take the appropriate action. He said, "I think on this particular issue we are puzzled about what's going on. It's not very hard, lad. It's not very hard. You know, the fishermen, the French fishermen who had fished in those waters historically haven't been given licenses, so they're not allowed to fish there anymore. Like, I've just explained that to you in the space of like 3 sentences. We fear that there may be a breach of terms in the trade and cooperation agreement implicit in what's happening and some of the things that are being said. And obviously we will stand by to take the appropriate action. We'll do whatever is necessary to ensure the UK interests." So what are you going to do then? Because again, in my opinion, the UK doesn't have a lot of levers here, and the French and the EU do. The French can't put tariffs on goods, but they can just start tying up things in red tape, and they could probably outright get away with rejecting goods even if they can pass through the border. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that. Earlier on Friday, Frost hit out at the unjustified measures that the French government has said it will impose from next Tuesday over the rail. Sefcovic was told that Downing Street would consider launching dispute settlement proceedings under which retaliation could be possible should arbitration fail, and subject all EU vessels to rigorous enforcement processes and checks. Fisheries protection is carried out by both the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency and Royal Navy River-class patrol boats. Now, the thing is, right, if we start doing that, wouldn't that violate parts of the TCA, and would that be appropriate and proportionate? I don't think so. Maybe if the arbitration panel comes out with that, maybe you could get somewhere with that. But unless they do, you're not going to get anywhere. And arbitration, you know, we've spoken about this before in a lengthier video, which I got help with from a very intelligent and very great viewer, to be honest. A lot of praise for that person who explained. Also, there was someone else as well, my boy Dastardly, who... Sorry, I thought I had my cat. Sorry, I thought I could hear my cat outside. Yeah, I can hear my cat outside. Just give me a minute, I'll be back. Sorry, guys. Oh boy. Can't boys be free? Sorry about that, guys. My cat comes first, but didn't realise the fence got blown down because the wind from earlier. Explained some of the noises I heard this morning. Yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, you know, it's going to cost money as well to do this stuff. You know, suddenly the UK has enough money to start regulating all EU vessels in our waters. Come on now, let's be real. Yeah, I'm not going to lie about a live stream, man. I'm not going to lie about a live stream. The warning followed the French government's announcement earlier this week that imposed heightened, checks and things like that. Potentially impose a ban on boats landing fish and scrutinise UK vessels, security, environmental standards and crew. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are French ports who start just saying to UK boats, no, we're not going to take your fish, get out of here. You know, I can imagine like it'd be thrown into the hands of kind of the French public or, you know, members, you know, in other EU member states just say, no, we're not going to buy your goods, we're not going to do trade with you, get out of here. I can see that happening. The measures to be enforced at the ports of, great French words here, Cherbourg, Granville, Barneville, something. It's not Bologna, is it? No, it can't be Bologna. Can it? Is that Bologna? Sur-Mer, Le Havre, I can pronounce that because there's a famous football club based in Le Havre, and Brest, and will only be lifted if the UK and Jersey provide more licenses for French vessels seeking to fish in their coastal waters, French ministers have said. So essentially they're saying, like, give us the licenses or we're not going to allow you to export directly to France. And as we said before, there are more British fishermen going directly to EU countries sell the fish directly to them, bypassing the GB altogether because of the SPS checks that are happening, which cause live fish to lose value very, very quickly on the border. Going down, France Prime Minister Jean Castex has written to the Commission, von der Leyen notifying of the government's intentions, urging Brussels to support its plans and show there is more damage to leaving the Union than remaining. Now, that quote there has been widely... Hey, I've got 16 gigs, okay, you leave me alone. That quote there has been widely said to be mistranslated. This one, I'll highlight it just so you guys can see it a bit easier. So why The Guardian have run with this, again, it beggars belief that this has happened. Surely you got to offer some sort of correction here, which, it doesn't look like The Guardian have done, which is embarrassing. Especially if it's the case that it was done through mistranslation and the BBC have done this for malicious reasons, or whoever translated it have done so for malicious reasons. A UK government spokesperson said Frost, in his discussion with Šefčovič, set out his concerns the unjustified measures announced by France early in the week to disrupt UK fisheries, to threaten energy supplies, to block further cooperation between the UK and EU on horizon, which is something that is happening, but we have given the EU the ability to do these things. Frost told Šefčovič that France's actions would be in breach of the TCA, the UK, and that resolution or compensation will be sought through the levers of that deal, which again will take months to get legal action done. It will take months, and this situation will keep going on. French, and not to forget the fact that the EU has paused legal action against the UK, which they could unpause as well. You could see legal action, cases flying all over the place. French ambassador to the UK, Catherine Colonna, was asked to explain the French position after being summoned by the Europe Minister Wendy Morton on Friday, and told the confrontational language of ministers in Paris was making the situation no easier to resolve. Maybe we should have done our job and actually approved the licenses that were applied for then, because it's evident that they were fishing in these waters before. Unless suddenly they're like, oh yeah, do you know where I'm going to fish? Somewhere where I've never fished before. The UK government has approved 16 out of 47 applications for the French boats operating in the coastal water. For the 14 are being considered, where evidence of activity in those waters was limited, but 17 have been withdrawn by French applicants because of poor evidence. So when the UK says they've approved 98% of applications, we know that's a load of rubbish. We know that's a load of rubbish because 16 out of 47 is not 98%. It's not even half. So that's a load of rubbish right there. Of greater concern to the French authorities is that 55 boats applying to fish in the waters off Jersey have been turned down by the island's government due to a lack of evidence that they have fished there for 10 days in any of the last 3 years, which is something that they would struggle to have provided anyways. They would have struggled to provide that evidence because they didn't know they had to. They're fishermen. They're not there known for geography. They're there to catch fish, and they sell fish, and they're very good at it because they've been doing it for a long time. But yeah, alright, we'll go back through the comments. Ian Dell kept saying the EU hasn't backed France up, which I don't think is true. I don't think they've done the best they've not outwardly backed France, but if they were going to step in, they would have done so by now on either side. So I think the EU are letting France kind of, start having this row, and then I'm sure the EU will step in within the next week or so if things begin to escalate. After Tuesday, I can see the French getting involved. Rise and fall. Don't be dissing my taps. Johnson is confused. He says, "What hope has he of understanding anything?" True that. We know how incompetent this government is. Unexpected negative consequences will be endless. Never mind what we know of. Londoner. They're definitely supporting France. They just don't want to give the UK any more ammunition to attack them. Let it be France versus the UK issue, which is a very good point there. Which is what the EU want it to be is not a Brexit dispute necessarily, but a dispute between two sovereign countries who are allowed to take the actions that they are allowed to take. The UK is saying that potential French retaliation is illegal. French retaliation to its illegal conduct may be illegal, so it might complain. Hardly a threat, is it? I mean, if it's the case that the UK have broken parts of the TCA by not giving those licenses, that's going to come out in the court proceedings, and the only thing the French would be guilty of is disproportionate action. That's all the courts would have to say at that point, as far as I'm aware. You're going to talk about COP26 potentially. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what comes out of there. EU has still backed or not France. EU Commission say France can do whatever they want with their borders. They can only get on with it. I mean, I think that's true. I think the EU basically said to France, like, yo, if you're going to do something, go for it. It can get cut in cables. Go question of the common energy market. Ian Dale's wrong as always. It's no surprise there. Guy's not very bright. France will simply incite their fishermen to protest. The UK is in a very weak position. They can't rely on the British fishing industry anymore. Not to forget the fact that France could threaten cutting off electricity, which they've already mentioned. But point being is that the UK are in a very weakened position here. They are not. We are not in a position where we can start throwing hands, essentially, and the French know this. And if it does go to court and it's the case that we have violated the TCA by not giving out the licenses, that will come out in court. So we'll see what happens after Tuesday. Not to forget the fact that this court case could probably take around 5 or 6 months. Courts in the EU are back in session now, but these court cases take a long time. And let's not forget here, they could easily go, the EU, if they want to, or the French, could easily gum up the works by asking for extensions, which is something the UK did when it came to Northern Ireland, the EU's court case earlier in the year. The EU will support France. It's a club for members. The EU's job is to protect members, not third countries, which is true. That is the point of the EU. Frost and Co need to keep their racist support onside. That's all this is. I don't think France will cut the electricity, but I could be wrong. I mean, let's not forget Macron is in a very tough election by the looks of things. I think he's not doing that great in the polls. He has to look like a tough guy. He has to. He cannot look like he's being bullied by the UK. So he's going to keep saying, look, we can cut off the lights. You know, don't do this. You do not want this smoke. That's kind of the line Macron will be going down. But yeah, we've got 29 people in the chat. It's great stuff. It's going quite well. So maybe I'll swap out the gaming for more of a talking stream on Sundays. At least until I get more free time. France will impose tariffs on the electricity. Totally legal. I mean, could they impose a tariff on an export though? That's not how it works, is it? In this situation, both leaders have to look like they're tough and both have to look like they can get a win here. So it's one of those battles where it's very risky. But I think France are in a position where they have to look tougher than the UK do. France will threaten to rise the price of electricity. Yes, they could do that actually. That's a good point. The French could raise the price or say, look, you know, we're having our own energy problems in the EU. We're going to stop selling you gas and we're going to sell it to some other EU country. Name one. I don't know. We're going to sell it to Ireland. That's what they could say. That would really annoy the British. Oh. Listen to that one later from the Android Orchestra. But yeah, if you're a fan of the music, this is a link to... Oh god, no. What's going on? Sorry guys. Slight technical difficulty. If you guys are enjoying this is a link to the artist's channel. And if you get the chance, you should subscribe to Retro. He's quite good. Let's have a look. France threatens to rise price on electricity. Meanwhile, the UK couldn't get Scotland to agree through tariffs. Schuenex protect local supply. So the French have options here. They have a couple of levers they can go through. We're not going to be streaming for too much longer, so... here's one I'm going to cover at some point soon. Michael Gove lying about free ports. Let's go through this one.
Well, free ports are one of the many advantages that all the nations of the United Kingdom can enjoy as a result of our departure from the European Union. Free ports will allow investment in every part of the United Kingdom, and I'm looking forward to working with partners in Wales and indeed in Scotland and Northern Ireland in order to make sure that we can seize the opportunities.
There are 80 free ports in the EU, so yeah, not great from Michel Gove. So we'll be talking about that at some other point. But yeah, you know, we'll see what France do. I'll probably cover it at some point soon, depending on what the schedule looks like. How many videos have I got loaded? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 that I'm going to put up over the next week, and the schedule's quite full. Who is the next possible president of France? Could be Michel Barnier. I hope it's him. That'll be so fun, so much fun if it's good old Barnier. Barnier, as I'm amazed the British press didn't call him that, because that would be hilarious. That's what they should have nicknamed him. So yeah, that's what I would have nicknamed him, Barmy Barnier. But yeah, I haven't got a ton more to say on this topic. Is there anything else you guys want me to cover? Le Pen. UK did have free ports when it was in the EU, but opted to get rid. Yeah, because they're hubs for crime. That's what they are. They're hubs for crime. That's why I got rid of them. I think Cameron got rid of a few of them. Did you see Margaret George, the Tory councillor story? Did nothing for years as councillor, didn't attend meetings. Who? Margaret George. Who's that? What is she? Councillor. She has not held a single surgery since 2017. Scottish Tory Margaret George got 86k. Jesus. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I just googled that. Yeah, that's mad. Son of Viking, really hope not. She sent 16 emails over 8 years and earned 80k. Wow, what a life. I wish I had that kind of life. That would have been so easy. EZ, as people of the internet say. Just an observation. Northern Ireland receives its electrical supply from the Republic. So yeah, Northern Ireland should be fine then. In that case, it's just going to be GB that's going to be impacted. I bet she's not the only one at it either. Yeah, probably not. There'd be a lot more of them. Very lazy councillors, career politicians after a check, no doubt. We'll do is we'll call the stream about 20 past. So if there's anything, you guys, any questions or
Brexit provides for our coastal communities.
Well, not you, Michael Gove. No, go away. It's not what I want to listen to. We'll call the stream at about 20 past. So if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, just put it in the comments. But if not, we'll let this run out for a bit longer, because I've got a lot of editing and stuff I need to do anyways. So got some like chocolates and stuff for the kids if they come around for Halloween, if they knock on the door, but I might just end up eating a lot of them, to be fair. There's still gas shortages and price rising. Yes, it's getting worse. Another firm has threatened to go, saying they're going to go bankrupt soon. So yeah, the gas shortages and the price rise are still really bad. Really bad, yeah. A lot of firms have gone bankrupt and a lot more will do so. So I don't know if that's it. Don Donovan. We're not looking too great at the moment, I'm not going to lie. It does suck, I'm not going to lie. It's a bad situation to be in for a lot of people in the country, because their gas and electricity bills are going to go up massively. I think my friend was saying Ofcom, the company he had, went bankrupt and Ofcom allocated him a new one, and I think he said he's paying like an extra, like I think it's either £50 or £200 more a month. I was like, wow, that's crazy. If UK citizens are mad at France, the EU, they're less likely to scrutinise the UK government. That's true, yeah. Especially because international disputes are massive headline events. So instead of talking about how the Tory government wanted to allow more pollution in the waters and wanted to do other things, this dispute with France will take all the oxygen out of the room. That's what will end up happening. But yeah, anything else? We've got 20 people in the chat. It's good numbers. If the UK citizens are mad at France, I know, just mentioned that, sorry. So again, just kind of recapping what we've talked about. the French have a couple of levers here. The UK can take this to court, but if the UK take this to court and it's found that the UK is the one that breached the agreement because of the licenses, that's going to be a problem, and we are going to have egg on our faces, essentially. And at that point, they might tell Boris to go boil an egg. Sean Michel Jarry, mate, Frenchman who knows all about oxygen. What does he know about oxygen? Is that his? Is he an expert in the field of oxygen? But yeah, I did want to say apologies to people as well that I'm struggling to keep up with current affairs. It's just a lot going on, and my only time to record videos really is on Sunday, which can be quite a pain to keep up with current affairs, especially when you've got a huge backlog like I do of stories that I wanted to cover in the first place. So it does make it a bit tricky to kind of keep up with things. Looks like a lot more boats are being are being checked by the, bear with me, someone, I think All Shorts someone posted an All Shorts video in the Discord, in a Discord server, saying British ministers have escalated the war of words with their French counterparts after a Scottish Canadian registered scallop dredger was detained during checks at a northern port of Le Havre. Environment Secretary Eustace has warned the French government to comply with this game. So essentially what we're saying is, if you start blocking our boats, we're going to start blocking yours, which seems to be, the quicker this thing goes up through arbitration, the better it will be. But again, as we've discussed previously, the arbitration can take years, can take months or years. So that's going to be the difficult bit. It's not going to go through the ECJ because the British government wouldn't want that. I do not understand why fishing has become so important all of a sudden. It's just political. It is political for the most part. It's because Britain, they say Britain's a great maritime nation, a country that fishes proudly around the waters, etc. Even though we're more of a country that eats beef, lamb, and chicken. But for the French, I think the French like fish more than we do, things like scallops and that sort of fish. I think that's more associated with French cuisine than it would be for British cuisine, so it makes sense the French would kick up a fuss about this because they eat a lot more fish probably than we do, at least those types of fish you can get locally. But for Britain, Brexit was pushed as Britain reclaiming the waters and things like that, like we would take back control of everything, and that's why fishing is so politically so important. With this one, the French have made it important because their fishermen essentially are being squeezed out of living. Hey, don't diss beans on toast, mate. Do not be dissing beans on toast. Don't want to hear it. So go back to your point, Don Donovan, is that for the French, I think fishing is far more important. Not really for the politics angle, more for the kind of consuming angle or consumption angle, I suppose. So it makes sense why the French would be annoyed about this, especially since the last thing Macron wants is a load of French fishermen protesting because he hasn't done anything. He's more than happy to let the French fishermen protest and to back them because again, it's going to make him look like a big man before the elections. Got probably about 2 minutes left in the chat. Is there anything more you guys want to discuss or talk about before I have to go? Got loads of editing I have to do and stuff, so yeah. If you guys got anything, any burning questions, feel free to throw them in the comments, and I will get to your comment in due time once I see it and understand it. What do you guys think though? What do you think is going to happen on Tuesday? Because that's when the French have said, look, either you resolve this or we're going to do some of these things here. Banning British fishing vessels in some French ports, the reinforcement of customs and hygiene controls, routine security checks on British vessels, and reinforcement of controls on lorries to and from the UK. What do you guys think the UK are going to do? Haricots, beans on toast when it's made in French. Yeah, that just sounds really weird. I'm not going to pronounce that. But yeah, got a minute left, guys. Anything more you guys want to add? It's been a great stream. Audience has been great as always. Peaked at 30 people, which is quite good numbers. It's quite good numbers. So we'll probably keep these talking live streams for a while until I get more time to do kind of both the kind of gaming and the talking live streams, I suppose. Ciao. Guess that's you done for the day. I'll be done in the next minute or so. But yeah, you guys have been a great crowd, and hopefully, sorry, there is something here actually. UK tech and science research developments falling down a black hole. That is much more important. That's true. Intel have snubbed us, and other companies have too, because we don't have access to Horizon as much anymore, and the movement of sort of EU scientists to the UK won't happen as much. So you're right there. UK science is falling down a black hole, which again is sad. We have a lot of top universities in the UK, and they're not going to be able to compete with EU universities now. Which, like I said, it's sad, but it's the reality of the situation. Anymore? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? But yeah, anything more you guys want to add before we call it a day? Let's see if we get one more comment in. Bye bye. Guess that's us done for the day then. Oh, hello, we got someone. Fishing vessels fishing without a license. Given our track record on complying, France lost its patience with third countries. Definitely seems that way, Andrew. Definitely seems that way. But the court case is like next year anyway, so I can see this one getting dropped, and the French doing this just to look tough. But look, I've got to eat, and I've got a lot of editing to do for the next week. So you guys have been a great crowd. If there's anything more you want me to talk about, you can leave a comment on a recent video, and I check pretty much all the comments that come through on the channel. So let me know if there's anything you guys want to talk about. What I'll do is I'll throw the link to the Discord server. How do I do that? Such a boomer. Invite people, there it is. Let's see. For a day, generate new link. What I'll do is I'm going to leave a link for the server in the comments, so I would stress that you should join the server because the server's great and it lets us talk directly with each other. So yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord server, join the Discord server. Don't want to have to keep repeating myself on that. Fishing vessel license, so yeah, we'll call it a day then. Been a great crowd. Join the server if you'd be so kind, and hopefully I'll see you in the next stream.